Welcome back to another Upper 90 Podcast Soccer episode. So guys, we had the international break over the past week. And well, let's talk about the only game that matters. The Mexico versus Argentina. So Mexico lost 4-0. And I'm going to be honest, I was pretty surprised of Mexico's defeat. Once I saw that lineup, I was like, this is a good squad. This is a good squad.
It's the best team we could put out.
Yeah. But I mean, let's talk about the mistakes that happened. So the first goal, I guess Araujo killed it. Second goal,
I mean, he killed it, but the defense, how are you going to let that guy go through you like that?
And it was embarrassing.
He took on 3 to 4 men.
He took on a lot. Yeah, he took on Edson
and
Alvarez.
everybody just watched him.
Just watched him. Salcedo threw himself the wrong way.
Dude, I'm a Edson Alvarez defender, and I honestly think he could have slide tackle. Yeah, he could have.
No.
I've seen him play. Like I saw him play with Club America. I seen him play with Ajax, and that man would have slide tackled 10 out of 10 times and maybe gotten a penalty, but he didn't because of that yellow card. I think that yellow card really messed him up. I don't know why Tata didn't take him out and put Jonathan or Herrera down there and then put Charlie as another offensive midfield like in halftime. Because Edson Alvarez, after that yellow card, he didn't do any tackles at all.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know where Jesus Gallardo was at. The entire game, he was just lost. And Miguel Layun too, he was lost. It pretty much when you saw... I mean, I guess it's because everything was a counterattack, and it was always the midfield or the defenders losing the ball to their attackers, and it would always be just 2 defenders in the back. If you saw most plays, it was just only 2 defenders, and they would have to be running back, and then the defenders would be the ones that did bad there. Like Araujo, he did bad on all 3 goals pretty much.
Yeah, he did kill it, but 3. People are saying that he's a bad defender. Like, no.
The third one, yeah, he killed it pretty
He's
bad.
not.
But I mean, after that game, man, you can't do that. You can't even have games like that. I mean, when do you see world-class defenders doing that?
No, there has been.
Otamendi? Did you see the...
I mean, not really,
not world-class, though.
He's not.
I mean, Sergio Ramos has games like that. Does he really have games like that?
Yes.
He gives them 3 goals like that?
Not 3.
Not 3, but he has
4.
games.
Maybe a mistake. I understand maybe 1 mistake. But come on, 3? Like, you can't capture after the first one. You do.
That was just a terrible game for him.
You can't do better after the first one.
We watched the replay, the highlights. If you watch all the highlights,
he's not bad though. He's average.
If you watch all the highlights, name the 3 defenders. Because there was 3. It was Edson Alvarez, Araujo, and Salcedo.
Where was you playing?
We're playing.
I don't know where.
We're playing a 4.
Right
we were playing 4 in the back. 4 in the back.
Supposedly.
Yet it was always Edson Alvarez, Araujo, and Salcedo. And the rest of the midfield, there was no midfield. There was no midfield. That's why they were so lethal with their counters.
Santos and Hector Herrera were far away from there. They were not doing anything at all. They were doing a horrible job in the midfield.
That's because they went up too much.
They went up so much. Every attack every goal we had, they had towards us. There was no midfield, nobody running back except Edson Alvarez and
it's because
Araujo
and Layun was up there too.
Layun. I don't know why you're up there.
Layun was up there the whole time.
Layun is not only playing a man down; he's playing with the men against you. He is garbage, man.
Our offense was pretty good though. I was expecting way more.
And Gallardo, I didn't see him in 1 goal.
Our offense.
Yeah, like
Chucky, Jimenez, and Corona.
We had a good
Corona was doing so bad. I swear.
Corona's the only one doing anything.
Man, he was doing so bad.
There was one play. There was one play where he crossed it. Where he crossed it in the box.
Yeah, I saw that play.
And I don't want to say anything.
The goal came right after that play.
I don't want to say anything, but if Chicharito would have been the striker, Chicharito would have gone to strike on there. Because Jimenez is not a box. He doesn't play inside the box.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
he likes to come out.
All the goals he scores with goals are pretty much in.
Yeah, but he's coming in. He's not like Chicharito's just like a goal poacher. He's just in there. And when you have a player like...
But Chicharito, man, with the selección on the...
No, I'd rather have Chicharito than Corona.
I'd rather have Corona. I mean, I like Corona, Chucky, but I'd rather have Chicharito than Jimenez.
Well, I mean, I think that if Pizarro would have been here, he would have done way better than Corona.
Don't even get me started on that.
Much better.
No,
he's a better ball.
It's because they play different.
He's
Corona's
a better
more
ball
of a
hugger.
cut inside and center.
Yes, and Pizarro just creates
holds the
opportunities.
ball,
He tries all the time.
We'll say
doesn't
that.
do
We'll
that.
say that.
Runs.
No, just no.
Way better than Corona. Corona has no skill, no nothing. He doesn't.
But why don't we play
I
with
don't think
Chicharito
he
and Jimenez both in?
I mean that'd be good, but then
Two strikers.
who do you sacrifice?
Corona?
Herrera, man, honestly.
Jonathan, you really need two center defensive mids? Because Jonathan's
Obviously
not an
we
attacker.
do.
No, you don't.
Two, bro.
No, you don't.
Two center defensive mids with our defense. I think the weakest part of
No.
Mexico is the defense.
I'll just take all of you.
No, I think the midfield.
No,
We saw where was our midfield against Argentina?
I mean yes, but the defense.
Jonathan Dos Santos,
No.
Alvarez, and Hector.
The defense only struggled because the midfield wasn't there.
I mean that is
We
true.
had nobody in the
Hector
mid.
Herrera, man, I don't know.
Hector Herrera touched the
Where
ball
was he
once.
at? Where was he at the entire game?
I'll say it, bro. He disappointed
Oh
me.
my god!
And Jonathan Dos Santos I didn't see him touch the ball once.
He touched
At all.
it here and there, but
He was disappeared.
you know who should play?
They should take out.
Charlie Rodriguez is a
And
bench.
Charlie went in and he did better than
He
did
touched the
better
ball more than
Jonathan.
So you think they really miss Guardado?
Yeah.
Oh, Guardado too.
Yeah,
Guardado's a
Guardado's
beast.
one of the
But we
reasons
can't
why
count on
we're not
Guardado. He's already
old.
old. He's about to retire.
But he's good.
Everybody's,
He's still
you know, we're all
good.
blaming the players, but I think Tata Martino killed it.
Nah.
Yes,
you
in the
can't
way
say
No.
that, dude.
he
Dude,
Nah,
hold up,
bro,
hold
you
up, hold
can't
up.
say he killed it.
Yes, he messed up. He had said that Mexico's not a first tier team.
They're not.
They were a second tier team. Yet the way he planted that game, he wanted us to go in, and he did exactly what Scaloni expected
No,
Tata
because-
Martino to go offensive, and Scaloni just had his players sit back. It was like minute 10, and
No,
we were
because
dominating.
The thing is, you can't possibly, as a coach, predict those 3 errors by Araujo. You can't.
You can't predict
You
it.
can't predict
You
it.
can't predict it. But after
And-
you see that it's minute 10, minute 15, you still haven't gotten a shot on target. And then minute 18, with the counterattack, they score on you like that. And then again, not even 10 minutes later, the second goal comes off. A counterattack?
But it's
You got to tell your
fault.
players, hey, quit going up. This isn't freaking Curacao. You can't
Yeah,
be...
well, maybe, but
It's,
then again, I mean, you see the goals and the defense was complete
And the
garbage.
goalie was bad too.
After-
You can't.
after the second goal, they came exactly the same way off a counterattack. You got to
can't-
tell your midfield, sit back lower and wait for them.
But I mean, you can't tell me that as a coach, you teach your players to do as bad as Araujo did there. You can't tell me that he said, "Hey, do that bad, give him the pass to the goal or anything like that." I mean, Araujo, man.
I mean,
I
I
don't
get
know.
our defense killed it, but how can we not score one goal against this defense? Who in here in this defense stands out?
No one.
Except
Maybe
Tagliafico's the
man.
best defender they had in
Tagliafico's a
there.
monster, man.
That was it. And we couldn't get it. We just got one shot on target.
I think
With
that
this offense that we have, this is the best offense we have.
I think that what Tata did wrong there was
Just one shot, that's it.
he was trying to score his goals through centers the entire game. Like you saw the defense
Yeah, that
of
was just center
Argentina.
from the middle.
They were well stood. They stood their ground, and all that Mexico's trying to do was do centers and try to.
I
get
hate it. I
something
hate
off of
playing
that.
games. I hate crosses.
That's all they did.
Seems like Mexico should it should be illegal for them to cross the balls in.
Dang.
It should. We are horrible at headers.
Layun is one of the worst centers.
Especially
ever.
when you have like you
The-
trying to do.
Because they had Jimenez. I guess that's why they were trying to do.
Layun
But
does not know
Jimenez-
how to center. for
Jimenez,
life.
most of his goals in Wolves don't even come off of crosses like that.
Yeah, they come off of counterattacks. That's all he does.
Angel was saying he comes down
Counterattacks.
and makes a play.
Yes, he's
And he
not a
was in,
striker.
He runs towards the ball, and then he runs up, and then they do the counterattacks. Usually him and Diego Jota.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he needs another striker. That's
Chicharito,
that's what
but-
I'm saying.
But then we'd be not.
I mean, Chicharito performs with Mexico. What could you want?
Chicharito's the Mexican god, bro. I don't get why he gets so much
He
hate.
performs.
The man
'Cause
has-
of the way he is. I don't like him.
I like him because he's different. He doesn't.
I don't like the person, but I like the player's good.
We can talk.
sometimes.
He's
Well, most of the times he shows
Not in
up.
the World Cup. Let's not
Mm.
talk about
So y'all
that.
saying Mexico should try a 4-4-2 formation?
That's what I would like to see.
a 4-4-2.
Yeah, man.
Or what about a
see a
4-4-1-1?
No,
Because we played three midfielders and we did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I still think Tata Martino has some of the fault in the game because Araujo made those 3 mistakes. But the way Mexico was playing, we were just asking to get counterattacked.
I think that's just how Argentina made us play.
Yeah, they probably did because they were.
We probably went in with a different game plan, but Argentina just shut us down.
No, based off of the starting lineup, based off of the starting lineup that Martino had, I knew he was gonna go full force.
But I mean, when you look at Argentina, though, they were like in their half the entire game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
How are you supposed to play against a team like that? That's the coaches.
How
are you gonna break them down in one half?
That's the coaches. No, not in one half.
They were playing in one half. There was only 2 people that were outside of the half of Argentina.
No, what I'm saying is
the whole game, pretty much.
Yes, the whole game. But that's where the coach has to be tactical. Scaloni outdid Tata Martino. Scaloni knew that his players.
That's what he was trying to do with the passes that Araujo was doing and all that. But Araujo doesn't do the good passes. He does horrible passes.
Bro,
he's trying to break them down.
What he should have done is he should have brought back either Hector Herrera or Charlie to help Edson out in the defense and have a more midfield. And he should have added Chicharito and brought down Jimenez. Because we had no striker, dude.
We only did 2 changes.
Yeah, we did only do 2
Argentina did 6. We only did 2.
We had no striker.
I mean, who can you put in Mexico on the bench?
You could take out Jonathan, dude.
We had no striker, though. That's the problem. We had absolutely no striker.
He did put Fabian in. He put Fabian in and he put
I don't
Charlie.
know why he still gets called.
I don't know why Fabian gets called either.
You should retire already. He's in the MLS and...
But I mean... Araujo's getting a bunch of hate, but he's the best defender we have.
By far.
Nobody else. Who else do we have? He's the only player we have, the only defender we have playing in Europe.
Hector Moreno.
In a good team, because Hector Moreno plays in... Where's he playing?
Qatar.
Hector Moreno's trash too.
And Diego Reyes is trash.
I'd rather have Carlos Salcedo than
I feel like Diego Reyes is going to pick up again. Because
Araujo has done good the whole time he's been playing with Mexico, except today.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a beast.
He's good. He's not bad. He just had a terrible game.
He did. But, I mean, I don't know, man. I just did not think the game was going to go that way at all.
Yeah, I expected something else, man. Especially after I saw the lineup.
I feel like Antonio Briseño should be called.
No, he's too young.
He should be called. When you have defenders like Araujo and Salcedo in your starting squad,
he would have killed it more than him.
You need to change. You need to change big time. You need to at least give him an opportunity. I mean, he's doing good right now, and how are you not going to call him when you have maybe one of the worst defenses we've had in like the last 40, 30 years? I don't know how long. This is probably one of the worst defenses in all time.
All right, so let's talk about the players, like our ideal team, like what Mexico should be focusing on for the next process, because the World Cup's coming up and it doesn't seem like we're getting any better.
We're getting worse.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think I don't know if worse, but we're stagnant. Like Mexico's just on a straight line. We beat Germany, we come back down and lose against Argentina 4-0. Then it's just
being trash Germany though. Like that was the worst Germany there's ever been.
We do good against trash teams.
You can actually say that was the worst Germany ever. So I mean.
So the 2014 Brazil was trash.
We didn't beat them.
I mean, they did lose.
If that barely.
Germany. But I feel like we did good in that World Cup. I felt good about that one.
I feel good.
Even the way we went out. I mean, that was a way better Mexico than now. Now's Mexico's just, oh my gosh.
I mean, you think we should keep Tata?
No, I don't like him at all.
No, I think we should keep him.
I think we should keep him. Give him a chance.
No,
we still have 3 years. We still have 3 years. How are we gonna fire him?
If we kept Osorio after what he did,
no, man.
There's no way we.
I like Osorio. I mean, I like to see like with Osorio, you saw a different team. Whether it be
what I hated.
Whether it be for bad or worse, you saw a different team.
It was for worse all the time.
Yeah, but we saw
every time it was for worse.
I feel like Tata Martinez is gonna be another one.
No, dude.
Mexico needs a coach like Mourinho. I don't care if Mexico plays
Tata
horrible.
Is a good coach.
Tata
is a good skill. He's been up there. Where has Orozco? Where was Orozco?
Osorio.
Bro,
Osorio.
Mexico.
Who's he at? Colombia? Come on now. He won a trophy with a Colombian
I
team.
He was
Come on.
assistant coach.
Yes,
No.
but what I'm talking about,
He was a medic.
Osorio
he was
had
American Man City.
Osorio gave good outcomes like for the first couple games in the easy games. He won. He had a good winning streak.
Osorio talked out his butt, dude.
And
He didn't know what he
we
was
played
talking about.
horrible,
He doesn't.
but we won. It was horrible. We won.
The team didn't know how to
Tata
play.
Martino's playing good and everything, and we're winning. We're winning. But now we lost. And it's like, I don't think Mexico...
Because it wasn't all his fault, dude. The players were walking, dude.
Yeah.
Achache
Araujo.
walks back, dude. How are you going to be walking back?
You
can't be walking back.
That's why we need a coach like Mourinho. Somebody who's...
He wouldn't tell Achache nothing.
We're not gonna get no
Mourinho?
We're not gonna
Mourinho
get no
bench Iker
Mourinho.
Casillas.
But he wouldn't change Achache.
He wouldn't. You wouldn't call him up.
Why you keep on calling players like that?
That's what I don't get.
Every coach would call him.
Who, Achache?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
He's one of your biggest players. Who else are you going to call?
Bro, I was expecting Tata Martino to come in and just don't ever call again Layun. Don't ever call again Hector Herrera. Don't ever call
especially
Guardado.
after he didn't call
Players that
Corona
I don't think you should call players that are over 30. If you're 30, you
Nah.
can stay. If you're over 30,
No.
That is
Nah,
you
you
need
need
the
the
experience. What do you
experience.
mean?
That was the weather.
bro,
Bro.
they're
How
not
are you not
gonna
gonna
make it
call?
to the
How are
World
you not
Cup.
gonna call?
They're not, but
Guardado?
you need
Especially
players to
knowing
give experience.
how the mentality of the Mexican players, bro. They go out and party. If
Yeah,
you were
that's
talking about players that have
If
the
I was
Ronaldo
their
mentality,
coach, how are you gonna tell me as a coach Tata Martino's letting his players go out and party 2 days before the game? I mean, that shows where they're at. They don't care.
that shows you that Tata Martino's another
Well, I
cinco.
don't know.
He can't really do nothing about it, can he?
Yes, he cannot call him again.
No,
Just
Osorio
don't
did the
play
same thing.
Osorio they probably went to the party with him. That's the
Bro,
only reason
he
why they call
managed the
Fabian,
party.
man, because he's the best party
He
they
organized
have.
them.
Yeah, like here, honestly, why they call Miguel Ayun? Why do they call Fabian?
I don't know. But whose fault is that?
I guess it is a coach.
We need a different type of coach. I don't care if we play horrible.
Well, we'll see when it's not a friend anymore. I mean, we'll see whenever they actually get into a competition.
I don't care if
I mean, I don't see any coach that could do that though.
Mourinho, dude.
But Mourinho would never come here.
He said he wanted to be in a.
But he won't coach Mexico. I mean, Mexico, I think, would be a
He
perfect team
coached
for him.
Porto and he took him to Champions League.
Porto's
You-
better than Mexico.
To me, it's kind of like on the same level. Porto in the Champions League.
But he's
is
like
Mexico.
a club. He's not a national.
But he said he'd like to coach a nation.
He wouldn't coach us.
He wants to coach anybody, right?
He wants to coach Portugal.
But
I
you
don't
got
think he's gonna
players
get a
here
coach
over
of
30. I don't see what.
I think even the Wolves coach is over him for Portugal.
like Luis
Really?
Montes.
No,
Yeah.
he's
The
Bro, Wolves
coach-
is doing horrible right now, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know. I'm just really
What about
disappointed.
Ochoa?
I think he should not be called again.
But then again, who's
Nah.
the goalkeeper that should be called for?
I mean, I'm mad because of the games he's been playing. with
I
them.
think he gets called because of the people love him.
They do
Like
love
every
him.
time Ochoa comes in, everybody goes crazy.
You need him. Oh my gosh, he's so frustrating, dude. So frustrating.
Why not give a chance to the other keeper?
The young ones. Well,
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
get
not
it.
even saying a young one, just another keeper.
Look.
Corona?
Oh,
I think Cota should get a chance.
nah.
No, he's good, but
He should get a chance.
He's not bad at all.
We should. You were saying earlier that
He's the best.
it's a mental thing now with Mexico and Argentina. You
Mhm.
know, like it's
15
just
years,
we just put it in our minds that we can't beat Argentina.
we can't.
That's why I think you need new players. Like they asked Tata Martinez about doing the clean out and having only young players, and he said we don't have 11 players to take out at once. I mean, you do.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Okay,
Center
look at the starting
defense.
lineup right now.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the players that are starting right there, Layun is replaceable. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanchez, a young player. Salcedo, I
The only
mean,
one you can call is Briseño. and that's it.
Briseño, I'll take Briseño over
you
here.
can replace him. Arau,
Araujo,
Ochoa, you can replace him.
You can't
Ochoa-
replace two center backs.
you can replace Ochoa.
You could replace Ochoa.
Gallardo, he's one of the new ones.
He's trash though.
He's
I mean-
really bad, really bad. Oh my.
No, I think
I don't know if he's replaceable because I don't know.
He does
where-
not
We have
defend.
any left back.
I like
who
his-
plays in his position.
you got
He
it.
plays left back. I don't know who else plays left back.
You don't really have.
Mosso, the dude from Pumas.
He's
Yeah, I don't think he
trash.
gets called.
He's trash, dude.
Navarro.
He's
Navarro's
trash
like
too.
30 already, 35.
He's trash. I think
But I
Gallardo.
think Navarro plays right back.
I think Gallardo does good.
I think
Gallardo's
also.
not that bad because that's
And
not
then,
I
and
don't
then you
like
look at the
Gallardo, bro.
midfield. You have Edson, and then you have the two troncos, H and Jonathan.
You could take out HH and Jonathan. That's 5.
You could take them out, and then
And you
on
could take out
top,
Corona.
And who do you
I
put in
would
the
leave
midfield?
You could take out
you-
Corona. That's 6.
Look,
Corona, you already have Pizarro there.
I can name you 5 players that we could use. We need a striker, cause Jimenez, he's 30. Chicharito,
He's not
He's
30.
even
he's
older.
30.
28.
He's a little bit older. Jimenez is like
31,
29,
He's
Yeah.
28.
and they're both good, but they're not different. They're not. It's just your average player.
Jimenez just doesn't carry the shirt. He
Chicha-
does not know how to feel that shirt.
Chicharito was good at one point, and he's still good. But I would call Macias,
Yeah, we need something.
and then I would also call up front. I would put Antuna in.
No.
I would put him in.
I don't
I'll
see why
prefer him
not.
instead of Jesus Corona.
You were
Any
talking
day,
about
To be
but
honest.
you were talking about players that feel the shirt. You can't tell me he doesn't feel the shirt.
He feels it more than Corona, that's for sure.
anyone feels more like Corona. Like
I would rather have him in there than Corona.
But I think Pizarro's gonna take that position.
And then
right
Jonathan Gonzalez, the guy from Monterrey. I don't know why they
yeah,
stopped
he's
him.
he's good.
Eric Gutierrez, the PSB.
Yeah, but he's
He's
injured.
alright though.
Yeah, he's
there. Yeah, he was
alright.
He
injured.
could be better than Edson, though.
No.
Nah,
Edson-
I'll put Edson in there.
Edson is a monster, dude. And then you
I'll
have
put him instead of Jonathan.
it's who
Eric Gutierrez.
instead of Jonathan
Yeah,
Gonzalez.
I'll put him in
He
there.
started with PSB, now he's
I'll
with
put
PSB.
anyone instead of Hector Herrera, man. Hector Herrera should not be there.
I'll
at
put
all.
Tata Martino instead of
And then you have
He does
you have
not
the guy
deserve
from
that.
Cruz Azul, the young one. What's his name?
Piojo,
No, not Piojo. The one that played in the Soup 21.
the one that never plays.
Yeah, what's his name?
Misael.
Yeah, he's good too.
Oh, you know who's all coming? Santiago Jimenez, the dude from Chaco Jimenez son.
Who?
Chaco Jimenez son. His son.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
getting
yeah.
called to the selección?
To the
U
sub-21.
team, yeah.
And then you also have that guy that's playing in Europe. You got Gobert. He's playing in Belgium,
I forgot.
and he's starter and captain for his team.
He's cat.
I mean, I think he deserves a chance.
I deserve a chance.
You have Linus, who's
Yeah, I
bench.
don't
You
see
keep
why.
on calling dead weight.
You have Linus.
Lying.
You have Linus, who's
I'm
benching.
just saying, like, Yoon has no future. He has no future.
Why do you keep calling him?
From
dude?
now, it's just downhill with him. He's not gonna make it to the next World
Santos
Cup.
just leave him like
He's
2
such a
years
bad
out,
player.
too.
Salcedo, I mean, he's gonna go downhill. He's playing in the Mexican League now. He's gonna go downhill. There's no uphill from
He
here.
already did. Technically.
And who else is here dead weight completely?
Diego Reyes.
Ochoa?
Hector Herrera, I mean, he does not perform in Mexico at all. And maybe you could say he went to Atletico, he deserves a shot, but after this game, I think he should not ever be started for the Mexican.
Who?
Hector Herrera.
He
Ever
doesn't
again.
even play. Why call players that don't play for?
I know, like, at this point, he should not
I
be
mean-
called anymore. You saw that he's terrible. Whatever he does is bad. I mean, with the selección, he doesn't know how to handle that. And Jesus Corona should not be called either. He should not be called at all. He doesn't feel the shirt at all either. He doesn't care. He's just like Hector Herrera and Layun. They don't care about the team at all. They just there to party. And
I think Layun cares.
that's
He's
really
just
what they're
trash.
for.
I think Layun cares. He's just that bad. He's just bad.
Layun doesn't care.
They don't care.
Layun does not care.
Such a selfish player.
Yeah, he does not care at all. And
He's the main one in the party, bro.
And he still got people
He
like Hector
was.
Moreno there,
He was the
bro.
main one in the party. Yeah, Hector Moreno
I don't
too. He
see.
shouldn't
I
be
mean,
called either.
if you have players that go out to party 2 days before the game, then that shows you the quality of players. I don't see Germany or Brazil. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Brazilians do that, but
Yeah,
Well, Brazilians are a different breed, man.
They can go out
but they
and party
can go
and
in
have a
and
good
party
game.
because they're good.
We can't.
Mexicans,
They
come
need the
on,
party,
man.
man.
We can't do
Dude,
that.
most of the players in the bench are over 30.
I mean, yeah.
Pretty much everybody.
Most of the team is over, 29, 28?
Yeah.
And what about Chucky though?
He should stay. He's a beast.
Chucky-
He had a terrible game.
He was just trying to hit the other
It's
players.
because dude,
He was though.
But he got
See,
fouled.
he's the only one that had a heart.
But he got
You saw that man
fouled
running
15
back.
times.
You saw that man
No,
sliding. You
but
saw that man
He got
tackling.
fouled
Trying to get a
15
red card.
times.
'Cause
in
he
a
gets
whole game.
mad.
That's crazy.
he has anger problems, dude. He has
Because he
anger
feels
problems.
the shirt.
That's good.
That is good. You need players with character. You can't just have.
Nobody else did that.
I think for a player to be in a selection, you need players with character, even if they don't play.
But I mean, I understand why he was mad. He got fouled 15 times.
But still, he did more tackles than HH.
and not
And Giovanni
Chachas in
and
midfield.
Jonathan
And
Dos
he was
Santos
running.
combined.
He was running too. I don't see Hector Herrera even sprint. I don't think he sprinted throughout the entire game. I think he was just.
And look at the player you put in
jogging.
though. You put in Fabian. Like, what's Fabian? Is Fabian gonna change the game for you?
Fabian just parties too. He don't care.
He's not gonna do nothing for you.
And whose fault is that though? It's not the players'
Yeah,
fault
that's
they're
his
getting
fault.
called. It's the coach's fault. I honestly thought this team was gonna be different with Martino, but is it Martino or Martinez?
Or is the coach the one that
Martino.
calls him though?
Tata Martinez?
It's Tata Martino.
That's it.
What?
Or
I think the
fuck
federation
is it
has
called?
something to do with it though.
That's what I'm saying.
If the federation has something to do with it, then I mean, I'll start
though.
supporting the U.S. Honestly.
No,
There's
they do.
no
though.
way.
I feel like the
The federation has something to do with it because look,
Yeah.
if Chicharito and big players like that don't come, you think you think people are still gonna show up?
I mean, if you have Linus in there, I mean, I show up.
No, he doesn't get called either. Huh?
I don't know why he doesn't
forgot
call
about
him.
Because he doesn't play.
I mean, people will still show up to the games, but
It's impossible for people not to show up,
they'll show up. But I mean,
especially if Mexico's winning.
the difference between you paying like $200 for good seats, I think the big players will factor in there.
Who are these big players though? These players
Ochoa is one of them for
Ochoa.
sure.
Chicharito.
Chicharito. I
What
mean,
else?
Chicharito should keep getting called. HH,
HH,
Corona,
Corona,
and Layun.
and Layun. Those 5 players. Layun.
Raul Jimenez.
There's
too.
more into
Yeah,
it.
but
No,
Raul
Raul
Jimenez is
Jimenez,
good enough to
he
keep
needs
being
to
called
keep
up.
Getting called.
Oh.
You got
The ones that people
Hector
just watch.
Moreno,
Yeah.
Marco
Maybe.
Fabian.
Marco, I don't think anybody cares about Marco Fabian.
I would say
Good.
Chucky, but Chucky's
Layun,
actually good. Everybody hates Layun.
everybody hates Layun.
No,
They're-
I'm
Monterrey
actually-
fan.
The only player that I can see like the fans actually liking is Ochoa, and after 7-0, 4-0, his popularity is just going down.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That penalty he saved in the Copa Oro is
Bro, I'm telling
That's
you.
right.
It's not going down.
That's
no
the-
one cares though.
if he
He's
would
still gonna if everyone still loves him. No
Yeah,
one cares.
everybody still
if
wants
he
Ochoa
wouldn't have
involved.
saved
I don't
if
know.
he wouldn't have saved that penalty
I want to see him.
I
still
hate
if he
him.
wouldn't have saved that penalty,
I want to see him run.
trust me, if he wouldn't have saved that penalty and we would have lost 4-0 like we did against Argentina, there'd be no reason for him to still be here.
No.
Well,
he'll
can
still
you
be
really
there.
blame it on him though?
Because look, nobody remembers 7-0 because of Ochoa. Nobody says anything about him.
I do.
Yes, the
You're the only one.
No, I do.
But what
You're the
can
only
you
one.
do?
That's why. No,
Nah,
who remembers that 7-0?
if you
because of Ochoa?
go people like on the comments on Instagram after that 4-0 defeat, they'd be like the memes are like, well, why'd you call me if you knew I like to getting scored
But
on?
I'm talking about the people that go to the stadium and watch him.
Yeah, they love him.
Everybody
but
loves
look,
him. Who
what-
hates Ochoa? Nobody.
Was that penalty his fault? You can't blame a penalty on a goalkeeper.
No, you can't.
That's not his fault.
You can't.
How are you gonna blame it on the one-on-ones that Araujo completely gave?
That third goal was his fault, though. That fourth goal, it went through his legs. That was his fault.
There's one goal that was his fault.
The first goal, he could have done something else, too.
The first goal, come on. That
Well,
was,
I guess he was getting blocked. His view
that
getting
was
blocked.
and that was in the very very bottom corner. of the
Okay,
net.
I get that
Now,
one.
no one
I'll
would have
pass
said
you
that one. The first one was not his fault. The fourth one was not his fault. The penalty
fourth one was
not
his fault.
But even then, like the man
I
cannot.
feel like it was maybe only one goal that was his fault.
You know how-
you can't blame a goalkeeper for a one-on-one for getting scored
You know how?
one-on-one.
But, no, you can't.
I don't
But
think you can.
he has his moments, dude. It's like he's one of those players that I feel like gets off of like the World Cup adrenaline. Because if you take out the World Cups, I don't think you can say that he's top level goalkeeper.
He's
Like
not.
the World Cup is where he shines. The World Cup is the only like.
I mean, I just feel like it's not really his fault for getting.
It's not his
scored
fault,
That
but-
goal wasn't his fault. That game
One-on-ones
wasn't his
are
fault.
not his fault.
It's not
man.
his fault, but you
I don't
can't.
see how you can blame a goalkeeper for losing a one-on-one.
You can't expect us to go forward without letting go of the past. And Ochoa's the past. The man's 34. He gave us his best years already.
I mean, I don't think our goal is the problem, though.
But I feel like if we want,
Yeah, I think
Because
it's
we've
deep-
always had a
I
strong
think his
goalkeeper.
defense and midfield are main problems.
but we
our
can't
main
keep.
issues.
We can't. If we want to completely like turn around Mexico, we can't keep having players that went through like the past. You know, just get rid of them.
You guys thought
We
about
gotta
producing players though.
We gotta what?
Produce players from.
We produce
Yeah, we're
players.
not
We just
No,
don't.
we
get
don't
them.
produce defenders, dude.
No,
We
no,
just
we
don't
don't
produce
produce
defenders.
What do we have? The young defenders.
No
None.
one, no one. We don't
Yeah,
produce
we have a
players at
couple.
all.
Who?
We have that guy from what's his name from
Maybe
Monterrey or
right,
Tigres.
He doesn't play no more, dude.
He doesn't play.
He doesn't play.
That big
Cesar
dude?
Montes is a big dude.
He was
Yeah.
more of a CDM, wasn't
Nah,
No,
he was
he's
a center back.
But he
Oh,
doesn't
wait.
play at all.
he? He got injured, I think.
After that, he got injury. Like Jonathan Gonzalez, remember Jonathan Gonzalez?
Yeah.
He doesn't play no more either.
Dang.
He does. He plays like 10 minutes.
I mean, Nelson Alvarez was a center back. We have America has this Carlos Vargas. We have Angulo.
Who's that?
The guy from Santos, who used to play for Santos. I don't know if he still is.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He's Mexican?
Yeah, he's Mexican. Angulo.
I don't think he's.
He's the right back.
No, he was a
Yeah,
center
he's
back.
the right back.
Oh, Santos has Arteaga.
I don't know.
That dude's a beast. I don't know. He doesn't get called up.
I think he's to the U team.
We also have America has Carlos Vargas. I mean, the guy's like.
But people that can replace the guys we have now.
I mean, you can't replace him. Like, you gotta give him.
A little bit.
Who though?
Little by little.
Who could we bring up?
I like what he's saying.
They could fill up everybody.
Diseño
Like
could.
Moreno's already old. Diego Reyes is old.
Let's go through the lineup and see.
Araujo's old.
Yeah, they're all old. Are we?
Salcedo's the only young one.
Which is
Well, somewhat young. He's like 27, 28.
But he has to bring it back, man, because
Yes, he came to Tigres, bro.
he should have came to America.
His level dropped when he came back to Liga MX.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I still think the old players shouldn't be called anymore. Because if we keep calling the old players, it's gonna be the same thing. You know, do something different if you want different results.
True.
Right now, we're what ranked. Oh, let's talk about that. So, in terms of like world team rankings, Mexico's tier 2, and then you have your tier 1, tier 3.
I don't know.
So what would tier 3 be like?
Tier 3? Tier 3, I'd put teams like South Korea, Japan.
Nah, I think Mexico's on there.
South Korea, Japan.
Mexico's on there.
Like all. I mean, how many tiers are there?
I
Mexico's.
think 4. dude.
Mexico's in the. I think
Yeah,
there's
I think
5.
4.
Maybe.
4 tiers?
No,
5
4.
or 4.
Alright, let's start
4,
from the
you're
top to bottom, or bottom to top.
4 is your dead teams, like teams that are nothing.
Yeah,
4
like
is
South
like-
Korea. And
4 is no,
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 South
no.
Korea is not a dead
So
team.
No, 4 is like your. Like
Curacao.
your.
4 is like your Honduras, your Salvador,
Yeah,
your
Honduras
Guatemala.
is
All the
those
Copa
are
America
tier
teams.
1.
all the CONCACAF teams.
Oh yeah, cool.
Alright, who's
Yeah,
tier 3?
CONCACAF.
Tier 3.
I think there's only 2 teams that are tier 3 in the CONCACAF, which is probably I would put United States and Mexico in tier 3.
No,
I would
Yeah.
put Mexico in tier 3.
I put.
They're tier 3, man.
It's because it's hard. Because
And then I
the
would put
Copa
Japan
America
and Korea.
teams only really like face other teams in the competitive matches in the World Cup. Because I don't think friendlies count unless it's like when you have like a lot of friendlies, like against Mexico and Argentina. We have a lot of friendlies between us, and they've won most of them.
All of them.
Most of them.
Then
Well,
I,
we've tied a couple.
then I feel like you can judge it. But like, let's say Mexico against Portugal.
They beat us
They beat us.
I mean,
in friendlies.
but how many friendlies have we played?
Without
with
a
them?
wrong.
We played like 2.
We play. It's not enough. It's like you just gotta base it off of like how each team does in the World Cup. I think the U.S. is tier 3. I think Mexico's tier 2.
No, Mexico's with them.
But I
Tier
will
3.
say this: I think USA has a better chance of winning the World Cup than Mexico.
They're tier 3, just like Mexico.
No,
Mexico's in tier 3. Mexico, their what they do is not enough to get them to tier 2. Tier 2 is
Mexico's
like your
tier 3 slash
Tier
Nah,
two.
Mexico's
tier 2 is like your
They're
like
getting
your
to tier 2,
Switzerland.
dude.
What?
Yeah.
Tier 2 is like your Switzerland, like your who else? Like maybe
I think majority of the teams are tier 2.
Sweden and nah, I think tier 1.
Tier 1.
Tier 1 is your
Germany's. Brazil,
Germany, Brazil,
Spain.
France.
Argentina.
No,
No, Argentina's not
I
tier.
think
Argentina's not tier
Argentina's-
1.
let 'em
Right
talk,
now,
let 'em talk.
Argentina's not tier 1.
It's not in the past 20 years. Argentina's not tier 1.
History,
tier
Argentina's tier 1,
They're
but
tier
right
one.
now, Argentina's
They're
tier
tier
2.
1.
I think Argentina.
Right now, no.
I think Argentina are the biggest lie of soccer.
They're tier 1.
They
The only
won-
reason they could be tier 1 is because of Messi. That's it. If you
They're
take
tier
away
one.
Messi, they're not tier
Messi
1.
doesn't play for Argentina. Messi plays for Barcelona, dude.
But he's still a name, like, just like
They're tier
Ronaldo.
one.
You put Messi in there, he's
Ronaldo
still...
scored goals with Portugal.
Portugal, too.
He has
they're tier
90
one.
something
But
goals
they're
with
not the
Portugal.
same. Like,
Those are your tier
No,
1
Messi's.
teams.
if you face Argentina without Messi, it's not the same as you're facing with him.
They do better without Messi.
Those are your tier 1
Maybe,
teams, though.
but
The world
it's still
class is
different.
your tier 1 teams. Your
Alright.
tier 2 is
Alright,
your not so
Hold
world
up,
class.
your tier 1 teams. What are they? You said Germany, Brazil, Argentina, not really.
Portugal,
Portugal wasn't
France,
there.
Belgium.
Belgium's not tier 1.
Let him finish.
I think they are.
Go ahead.
Spain. and I think that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, you're
I
not.
think
If we're going the past 20 years, which is like
tier 1, yeah. I think
most of our lifetime,
well, maybe Belgium.
the tier 1 teams, in my opinion, Germany, France, Brazil, and Spain.
And Argentina.
Argentina's not there. Those are the 4 teams. Any team, those four, and maybe Netherlands. Maybe Netherlands. Those 4 or 5 teams, whenever they face anybody else, they're the favorites. They're the favorites. If you have a Brazil versus Portugal, Brazil's the favorite. If you name a team that Brazil's not the favorite when they play against.
Nobody.
Name a team that Germany's not a favorite against when they play with.
Not today.
Well, maybe
but this is the past year. We're talking the past 20 years.
Past 20 years. I mean, it's hard to
but we're
compare
talking
that, though. It's hard to compare that because if you compare...
Not Netherlands.
I mean, that's what I said. Maybe Netherlands, because Netherlands with
Who else were you naming?
since 2010.
Who else were you naming on your list?
France, Germany, Spain.
In France 2010, they were really trash.
France was not.
But that's like
years, they've had really,
one time.
No, they've had really big gaps in their last.
Let's just talk about today, present day today.
I mean, you can't.
Present day.
Present day today.
If we're taking present day today,
present day,
we're basing off of what? The 2018 World Cup.
Well, yeah, it's based
off like the last 2018
World Cup.
The last 2 years.
The last year, and how they're doing right now in friendlies.
Because
I don't. Think
that's the state of the team right now.
Well, then you have people that are top tiers like Belgium. Then Croatia.
Croatia's not.
No, Croatia's not.
Even though they got to the World Cup, I mean,
but that's what we're basing.
I mean, Belgium didn't do that.
They lost like 3 games already.
I mean, you get
Belgium did like they always do.
Tier 1, the England too. They made it with semifinals.
No, I don't think
England's not a tier 1.
They made semifinals.
If we're basing
maybe they're one of those teams that are on the edge. They're like the Mexico.
It's because for being a tier 1, you need to have consistency, and a year's not enough to say they're consistent.
Yeah, I feel like I think it is. Right now, we're talking about like tier 1. If you classify a team tier 1, right now, I think
maybe not the last 20 years, but from 2010 to now, that's 10 years. Well, 9 years. Since 2010 to now, you have, I think those 5 teams still.
Not Netherlands.
Well, maybe not Netherlands, but those 4 teams.
Not France. Until
then you're telling me we're in the same rank as Portugal?
We're not.
We're not tier 2 then.
In
that case, we're tier 3.
I'm telling you, we're tier 3.
Because Portugal faces Mexico, who's favorite?
Yes, Portugal, big.
And that means they're higher ranked than us.
Yes, but if Portugal faces Argentina, who's favorite?
Portugal. Today?
Right now?
The past 10 years, like if you...
Nah, they're not.
The past 10
they're
years?
pretty the same. They're head to head.
No, I don't know.
Argentina.
No, Portugal won the Euros.
Yes, Portugal won the Euros.
Portugal won the Euros.
From 2010 to 2019. Argentina had 2010
to 2016.
And 2000, yeah, like 14. Those 4 years. Those 4 years, Argentina was better than Portugal.
15.
Yeah.
And then Portugal from then on, it's 50-50.
No, it's not. 2015. 2015
what?
To 2010 to 2015, Argentina would have been favored.
No, not 2010. What they do 2010? They got knocked out by Germany 4-0.
But I mean, they still had a great team.
Yeah,
and they got knocked out. Maradona was the coach, and they got murdered against Germany in the World Cup.
I think they would have definitely.
Yes, but then
no, they didn't do nothing in 2010.
They would have beat Portugal though.
They got knocked out in cuartos.
What did Portugal do though?
What did Portugal do?
They got knocked out the same. They got knocked out by Brazil.
Which Brazil's on that team.
At least
it's a 50-50 between those two teams.
At least Argentina lost against a good Germany. Who didn't Portugal lose against England?
Brazil. They lost against Brazil.
England didn't make it to 2010.
I was thinking of that Rooney versus.
No, they did. They got knocked out by Germany.
They did. So it was 2014 they didn't make it?
2014 didn't make it.
Yeah, they didn't make the
2014 was a dead World Cup. Dude, a bunch of teams didn't make it.
It was.
It was alright.
No, it was good.
And then, those are like teams that are.
But we're not in. Then we're not in there. We're not in second tier.
We're not second tier. We're third.
If you're saying Portugal and Argentina's there, then what have we done?
Mexico's third.
Portugal won the Euros.
We've had consistency, dude.
It's not about consistency. It's about what you've won and what you did.
If we're basing it off of the World Cup, We have consistency.
Oh, making it.
Like we're the lowest of the second tier.
No, we're not.
No, we're third
not.
tier in
We're
that
not.
case.
We're third tier.
We're in there
We're
with South
third
Korea
tier.
and Japan.
What's the
Yes,
second
we're
tier
with
teams,
South
though?
Korea and Japan.
What is the second tier
We're
teams?
with them.
Second tier teams is what he's saying, like Portugal, your Uruguay, your
Croatia,
Argentina, your
Switzerland,
Croatia, your
Belgium.
Switzerland, your
Belgium could be in there, maybe sneak his way in there.
Chile.
Maybe
England.
England. Maybe England.
And then that's-
Colombia.
those are
We're
tough
not
teams
in
to
there.
beat.
Colombia.
We're third
Colombia,
tier.
maybe. Yeah, probably.
I don't think.
I guess Colombia.
I think there's
Colombia's low.
I agree. There's 4-tier teams, but I think the fourth is just like the throwaways.
Like India, your
Yeah, because you gotta put them
South
somewhere.
Korea,
And then you're third.
South,
We're definitely not
South
third
Africa?
tier.
We're
South
third tier.
Africa.
We're
My
they're
boys from Africa.
USA is third tier. We're better than USA.
Barely.
Peru's third tier. We're better than Peru.
I don't know.
No,
we're
Peru's
not better
not.
than
Peru's not.
We're
Peru's
Peru's
We're
level.
better than
Peru's
Peru.
better than us.
Chile's second tier.
Yeah.
Chile's second
Peru's tier.
Peru's second tier. Peru's the low second
No,
tier.
Peru's
No,
not.
Peru's third tier.
No,
they're not
Peru.
second tier. No, they're
Dude,
not
they
second
made
tier.
it to
They're
the
not
final.
sec-
of the
No,
Copa
no, no. They're
America.
not second
Bro,
tier.
we're
They're
talking
third
about
tier.
the World Cup though. Like that's the biggest stage.
No. You're talking about 2019, but teams.
No, we're
No, we're talking about
Oh,
the last 10 years.
The
Oh,
last
last
10
10
years.
years.
It's 2010.
I forgot.
the last because it's
Yeah, they're
You
not.
can't
They're-
just- you
they're-
can't-
Peru's third tier with us.
They're third tier.
we're not in that same.
South Korea, Japan.
Because what have we done?
Nigeria.
Nothing.
Bro, we've made it to all 3 World Cups.
South Korea did that.
Yes, we made it out of the group
Japan
stages.
did it.
South Korea did that.
South Korea?
Japan did that. Japan has gotten out of all their
Yeah,
group
Japan
stages.
Japan
did it
last
too.
year they didn't make it out of the group stage.
They did.
They did. They played against
They got
Belgium.
Belgium. Yeah.
I mean,
They
Costa
got
Rica
with
made
Belgium.
it farther than us. in
Costa
2018.
Rica is better than us.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say they're better than us.
Dude, Costa Rica.
You can't say Costa
Your
Rica's
third tier are those consistent teams.
You can't say Costa Rica's better than us because we've always
Costa
beat 'em in
Rica's
the
third
World-
tier with us.
Costa
Yeah.
Rica's third
Costa
tier with
Rica's
us.
We
third
are not
tier.
on the same. Costa Rica has never beat us, and we play them all
They
the time
beat
in the
us.
Gold Cup.
They beat us.
When
When we were about to not make it out the World Cup, to the World Cup,
in the hexagonal,
Yeah,
right?
Mexico,
Costa
you
Rica
can't even
qualified as
forget.
first
But in
place.
the Gold
barely-
Cup,
Mexico barely
that's
made
not
they
it out
never
of
hexagonal.
even
that.
won the Gold.
But-
Cup.
Mexico barely made it to the 2014 World Cup, and you're forgetting that. They
But we
barely
made
made
it.
it.
But we made it.
Fifth place, they're pechaje.
We made it
And
though.
then
We
Portugal
barely
played-
made
Yeah, that is not consistent.
I feel like
made
Australia's
it.
with us. Australia's third tier too, maybe.
Nah.
In that
Nah,
case,
they're not
Portugal.
third tier.
Portugal had to go to the
Repechaje too.
yeah.
But it's much more competitive.
France
Only
went
2
there
teams
too.
make it out of 8. Who did they have in their
Yeah,
group?
France did
Portugal?
go there too.
Didn't Portugal have
You
really
can't
hard
say
teams
that.
in their group? Who do we have? We have
Salvador.
Salvador,
Honduras.
Honduras.
Lache.
Come on, how are you gonna compare? How are you gonna compare group
Yeah, we do with the USA,
to make
no?
it to the World Cup in CONCACAF to a European? Dude,
It's
you know
not
the
the
type
same,
of
no.
teams
Then
they have over there.
Spain is first tier.
I mean, the past
Spain
10 years,
is,
yeah, they
yeah.
won the Euro twice and then
Spain
they
is
won the
first
World Cup.
They won the Euro 2008. Though.
So who's 4th tier though? Like
Oh,
Fourth
yeah,
tier is
then-
like your India, your
Fourth tier is your sorry teams.
like
your
Republic
South
of-
Africa, your
The teams that fourth tier is the teams that never make it to the World
So
Cup.
we don't care about them.
Nah, fourth tier is the ones that do make it, but they're really bad.
No, fourth tier is the teams that never make it to the World
Yeah,
Cup.
fourth
Dude,
tier are the
they're-
dead ones, the ones
Yeah.
that don't make it to the World
The
Cup.
ones that you go on FIFA and the players don't even have faces.
Like what?
Those are the fourth tier.
Yeah,
Then who's that?
Third tier is the teams
you're
that make
telling me
it.
Australia makes it to a World Cup, and you're telling me they're fourth
they're
tier?
third tier.
Y'all just said they were not in third tier.
They make it to the World Cup.
Y'all just said they were not third tier.
Who?
Third tier are the teams that
Hold
make it to
on.
the World Cup and don't do nothing.
Yeah,
Mexico.
they're the
Yeah, Mexico's
no
definition for
in
it.
the World
It's
Cup.
Mexico.
Mexico's the definition of that.
Mexico's picked second in the group. Just off of that,
Because second
We're
tier,
not on the same level as
second tier are the teams
Portugal.
that make it out their group and actually kind of do something. They don't get out knocked out right away.
I mean that's we never get
The ones that go to cuartos and
Yeah.
Make a move. You say like
and semifinals and could do actually so they could fight against first tier. They could.
give me a team that's in second tier for sure.
Wait, so y'all are
Uruguay?
saying
Based off what you're saying,
Yeah, no,
Uruguay.
based off of what you think, like a team that's second tier for sure,
so y'all are
for
telling me
sure, like no question. They're not first tier without a doubt. They're not
Portugal.
third tier. Portugal, second tier for
second
sure.
tier for sure.
You telling me? In a what is it after the group stages? 8 quarterfinals or
Quarterfinals.
Or-
No,
round of 16, right?
Yeah, around 16.
Round of 16. You have Mexico versus Portugal. All right, now give me a team that's third tier for sure without a doubt.
Mexico.
Other than Mexico.
Mm,
the US.
no, it has to be somebody better than that. Peru.
Peru. So you're
Third
telling
tier?
third
Yeah,
tier
Peru,
for sure.
Third tier.
So you think Portugal would rather face what's in? Give me a team that's another second tier.
England.
England. So you're telling me that between those three teams, Peru would. I mean, Portugal would rather face Peru than Mexico.
Well, they're in the same rank.
But you telling me they would rather face Peru than?
Yeah.
And then you take away.
But that's because Peru's in the lower. They're like in the lower rank of.
Exactly.
We're the first rank of tier 3.
We're like
we're
up there.
We're the bottom of tier 2.
No, we're not.
No, we're not, dude. No,
Yes,
we're
we
not,
are.
man. You're
Tier
overrated.
2 are like
Okay,
prestigious
you're doing what all
teams.
Mexicans do, which is think that they're
No,
higher than they
I hate when
actually are.
people say that, dude.
We're not.
That's my
We're
bad.
not
That is
that
what
good.
they- that is
We're
what
not
we
that
do.
good.
No, but you
Here we
can't.
go.
We're
Not
not that
good.
good. We can't get
We're
to
not
the
that
second
good.
stage of the World Cup. We're not that good.
We
We're
just
not
make it
that
to the
good.
World
We'll let the people decide.
What do you mean?
We'll put a poll on our Instagram page.
Of course, they're Mexicans. They're gonna say, "Oh, of course."
Drop the link, bro.
Good.
Now we
If you're
have
a true fan like
You need to
us,
put a
Nah,
review.
because the people that follow us are
yeah from
it's
all
a good
like,
it's a good
international?
yeah they're international. So we'll put this we'll put this like the tier rankings. When do you guys want to do it?
So
Wednesday?
if you're Mexican, don't be saying they're good.
Okay, we'll give the details at the end. But tier 1, no debate. France, Germany, Spain. France, Germany, Spain, Brazil.
No dog.
Without a doubt, tier 1. Tier 2, I think you have Uruguay. I think you have...
Colombia.
No, I mean, I was thinking about Colombia, but it's only recent years that they've been good.
So y'all are telling me Egypt is third?
Fourth.
Then they made it to the last World Cup, so they're.
But we're
technically-
talking about the 10 years, dude.
Yeah, Egypt would be 4th
So how about Russia?
until they got Salah.
Russia's third.
Nah, Russia's
the
fourth.
same.
Russia's third.
Third, there's a
Russia's the same
lot.
as us.
Most of the teams are in third.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Mexico's not most of the teams.
But we are there.
No.
We're Russia.
How about Denmark?
Denmark is third.
I think they're lower second.
No, they're
Wait,
third.
Denmark's the...
What has Denmark done to be in
describe the
second?
flag.
Second place
Well,
of the
maybe
teams that
not
done
last. Maybe
something.
last like 3 years they've only done good.
Croatia's in second.
Croatia's low second.
Yeah.
Just because of the last year they had.
If Croatia's second, Mexico's second.
No, they're. Oh my god.
Dude.
Are you
Croatia made
kidding
a
me?
final. He made it
Oh
to the
my
final last year,
gosh.
dude. You can't
Just because of the
say-
final, I would put Croatia in second.
Yes, that's.
If not, I would put them in third. If they didn't make it to
What
the
did
final,
we
I'll put them
do?
in third.
We lost 3-0 against Sweden. That's what we did.
Sweden's
Still
third
took
too.
us
That's
up
what
to
we
there, bro.
did.
I most of the teams, I think, are second. It's like really hard because if you have Croatia versus Mexico in a game, Croatia's favorite,
Yeah.
but not by a lot.
Yeah, but I feel like the rest of the world doesn't view it that way. I feel like the only people that might view it that way is like CONCACAF or something like that.
Bro, I bet you that Croatian people themselves do not see themselves as like complete and utter favorites when they play Mexico. They don't. We beat them in
I think they
2014.
do.
We beat them in 2014.
Yeah, but that Croatia's completely
Well,
different.
but you're forgetting, we're talking about the last 10 years.
But I mean, that's not an actual like good representation.
Why not?
Because you're
It's
telling me
because
we're
it's
gonna.
hard. It's hard to judge in the 10 years the teams that will play each other.
Because
Yeah, so you're gonna tell me that Mexico's better because they beat that we beat them.
okay,
in
so
the
so you
2012
want to talk about in the past 2 years?
That's what I want to talk about. Like actual.
the
like,
past 2 years.
Realistically.
The past World Cup. is-
Realistically,
The past
Past
World Cup. Well, then there you go. They got the ranking. Mexico's what, top 16?
Yeah. top
Yeah, because we
16.
got out in the group of
How
16.
many- isn't it top
That's
32?
half.
Top 32, isn't it? Top 32.
Top 30. Yeah, no, because it's 32, and then the group stages half of them leave. So that leaves what?
No.
Yeah.
It's octavo.
Then the group stages are your rank 4. The round of 16 are your rank
No,
3.
I don't think rank 4s
and the
make it.
semifinals
I don't
and the
think
quarterfinals are
I don't think round of 4 make it. It's in the World Cup. Is rounds? It's only ranks 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
Group stages. After the group stages, you rank 3 teams leave.
It's round of 16. That's 32.
No, after group
No.
stages, you
That's
rank
32
14,
teams.
bro.
Exactly.
Entire
But after the group stages, half of them leave because it's only first place and second place from each group that make it.
And those
So
were
we're
like
not
second.
Third
Second
place.
team.
Wasn't it third place as well? Some
No.
third place teams?
No,
We're not
it's
top.
like that.
We're not top 16 then.
Yes, we are. 'cause
We're lower than that.
how are we lower than
Because there's 32 teams that make it to the.
to the World Cup? Those
No,
are your
that make it to the knockout.
What?
Isn't it round of 16? It's round of 16.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's round of 16, so
16
there's
times
32
2.
teams.
Because
There's
No.
32 teams that make it to knockout stages.
No, there's
And
not.
if we got out in the first round, 16 teams.
How
made
many
it
teams
past
make it to the World Cup? 32.
Yeah, 32.
There's eight.
32 teams make
Eight
it to the
groups.
World Cup. It's round of 16 because there's 16 matches. No, because there's 16 teams left. And then he goes quarterfinals because there's 8 teams.
8 times 2
Octavos.
16.
Yeah. So round of 16, there's 16 teams.
That's tripping. You're looking at it wrong or something.
And they
So
got
Mexico's-
quarterfinals,
Yeah.
and then semifinals.
Yeah. So Mexico's ranked.
Nah, that's not second tier though.
No, it's way. Hold up. Mexico's ranked 1 through 16 out of in the World Cup. So they're what? Top half. Top half. And then after that, we always get out. But then you got to look at the other teams left. And then you got to look at the teams that get knocked out in the same rank as we are.
Which is who?
Japan.
Argentina.
Okay. No, Argentina.
Argentina made it past.
got
They made
out.
it one more, right?
Fourth.
So
Second
who
tier.
were the
That's
teams
what
that we
the
get
second
knocked out with?
We got knocked out with Denmark, with Switzerland,
Third tier.
with Colombia, second,
tier.
with Spain, but Spain.
Still, we're going off of this year. So Spain's not a tier 1.
Hey, Spain's third tier.
Spain's second tier to me.
Second,
Not these 2 years. They've been doing horrible.
The last 2 years, they're
The last 2 years,
still.
they're
Hey,
third
but-
tier.
second tier.
The
No,
last
they're
2
third
years,
tier.
Second.
They're third
They're
tier.
second.
No, the
they
last
got
2
out the
years,
same
they're third
level,
tier.
the same rank we got out.
What have they done
We're
in the
not-
last 2 years?
Listen,
They're still better.
How?
They beat.
We gotta be objective.
They beat
keep
Croatia
naming
6-1.
naming the teams that got knocked out in the
Doesn't
same.
matter, man.
They beat Croatia
keep-
6-1.
Keep
so.
naming the teams that got knocked out in the same stage as Mexico.
Japan,
Japan.
third tier.
Argentina,
They got knocked out in the same teams.
Yeah, against
Third
France.
Third tier.
Third tier. Keep going.
Third tier then.
and Portugal.
Third tier.
Third tier.
Third tier.
That's sad.
There you go.
But
Based
I
on
don't
these
think
2
so.
years, those are your third tier teams.
But
after that,
that's
you have
not
your
what
team.
I think.
So then who got knocked out in
Because
the
I
round
think
after
it's
that?
it's
Hold on. Who got
Then how
knocked
are
out?
you saying Mexico's not third tier then?
Who got?
If
who,
you want to be objective, that's what
Yeah.
you gotta go based on.
then who
But
got?
I think
who got knocked
it's
out?
a match of that and just a match of who's favorite to win the game.
No, then who got knocked out after
Like,
that?
if
Hold
you-
up though. I'm trying to prove that
Who got knocked
One
out? of
year,
that?
these 2 years is-
Russia.
third tier,
Sweden.
but second tier.
Second tier based on the World
Sweden.
Cup, yeah.
Sweden, go.
Uruguay, Brazil.
Damn,
That's
Brazil
it.
got knocked out in that.
That's it.
Those are your second tiers.
Those are your second tier teams.
Those are your second tier.
Based on the World Cup, yeah.
But it's just one World Cup.
It's one World Cup. That's what we're basing it
You
on.
can't base it off of 8 years. Because Mexico beat
10.
France. Beat France in 2010. So you're telling me Mexico is better than France?
No, because that's one match.
They haven't played anymore after that.
But France.
So Mexico's
yes.
better than France. So Mexico's tier 1. Huh?
No, because
That makes no sense.
bro, it's because you gotta look at the 10 years. Mexico beat France that one game. Then what did they do?
They never played again.
No, but like overall, the teams. What did they end up doing? France ended up winning the World Cup. Mexico ended up getting knocked out round of 16.
Again.
That's the difference between Mexico and France, and why France is tier 1 and Mexico's tier 2.
No, that doesn't define you tier 2.
Mexico's
Mexico's
tier
not tier 2. They're tier 3.
If we
They're
just
not
make
good.
if we just make it past group stage, how is that gonna make us tier 2?
Because it's every
Then
year.
what about the teams that don't win the World Cup?
What do you mean?
What are they?
Tier 2.
And why do we deserve to be there if we just make it
why
past
do we
the
deserve to be
group
with
stage?
Croatia then? Or
Because it's like this. 2010.
dude, we're not there.
Netherlands. They didn't make it to the World Cup. We made it to the World Cup. I know it's Euro, but still. In 2014.
No, 2010 they did. They made it to the final.
Or 2014, 2018.
They
didn't make it. We made it.
Yeah.
That's a point for us over Netherlands. In 2014, we played a game against them. Lost by 1 goal. Close game. Okay? In 2010, they made it to the final.
USA beat them 3-0.
But then they didn't make it to the World Cup, and
2018.
that balances out. But Mexico stays in that line.
So
Well,
you
that's
rather
not tier
Mexico?
2 though.
You rather Mexico go to the
They're
World
not
Cup
tier
but don't
2.
do nothing, but they're still there.
Yes, because at least I get to see them in the
So
World
you're
Cup.
telling me
Then where's Brazil?
Brazil's tier 1.
Why? They didn't
they
win a
didn't
World
make
Cup.
it though?
They didn't win a World Cup, but you look at the World Cups, they made it past round of 16 every single time. Except
And why did they get to be tier 1?
because they
So
made
what
it.
is Germany?
They're
You're
consistently
telling me
on
you're-
top.
you're
They
telling me-
consistently get out in the what round of 16? What's round after 16? Quarterfinals.
Then what's Argentina?
Yeah, quarterfinals.
Argentina's round 2.
How are we in there then?
We're not. We're
Argentina
not
made it to a
Still.
final. How are they not tier
Every
1?
team that's tier 2 would beat us.
They got
Every
ranked.
team that's tier 2 would beat us. We're tier 3.
No.
We're tier 3. I think even Japan would probably maybe even beat us. They would give it a race.
Okay,
for money,
so
definitely.
Argentina made it to a final. Why are they not tier 1?
What did they do in the?
And why is Brazil tier 1 if they didn't make it to a single final?
Because what did they? Brazil? Did they get knocked out at the round of 16 last World Cup? No, they made it to the quarterfinals.
Just the quarterfinals. That's it.
Yes, but
Argentina made it to a final. That's 2 more.
That's 2 more. But
that's semifinals.
But in the other groups, they got out in the same rank we did.
Not just once.
Just once.
2014, they made it to the
Brazil
final.
has never done
2010, they made it to the
2010, they made it to quarterfinals.
Quarterfinal and then quarterfinal. And then
we just make it to round of 16, and that's it for us. That's third tier.
Yeah.
Teams that make it to round of 16, that's it.
That's third tier.
I don't think that's third tier.
We're third tier.
And we made it every single year. Now, we didn't have one year that we made it to quarterfinals. Other teams have had that.
I think
like Switzerland made it to the quarterfinals one year, and then they make it past every other year.
Switzerland?
We're not good.
Yeah, Switzerland.
Yeah, they got against, who did they play?
Against Argentina, they played quarterfinals.
Yeah, they did.
2014.
I guess I'm looking at it past the 10 years because it takes some high level of consistency.
Man,
to think, dude, if you think we're that bad.
If you put Japan in the CONCACAF to play against the teams we play against, they would do the same we do every year.
Not Japan.
Every year.
It takes some level of consistency.
Year,
yes, they would.
Because you don't understand. It's because I think
they would be Costa Rica.
You're not giving
the
World
Cup. They would be
Cup.
Honduras every year. They would be El Salvador every year. They would be who else? Puerto Rico every year. Like, come on.
We don't play Puerto Rico.
They don't even have a team.
I have a baseball team.
Well, who else do we play?
But look, I don't know. I just keep thinking of the past 10 years.
We're not consistent because we don't play in a good league.
Bro, you're not giving the World Cup the prestige.
We are consistent. We make it past the round of.
You're not giving
we make it to the round of 16.
That's
the round every year.
That's the goal for Mexico. Make it to the round of 16.
And then that's it. Just bottle
everything.
everything.
But look, you're not giving the World Cup the prestige it needs. It's a competition that's held every 4 years. Every 4 years. It's been less than 10 champions. Less than 10 champions. And Mexico always gets out of the group stages. They're always in the top. Hold up. They're always in the top 16. Always.
Who did we have in the 2014 World Cup?
You can't say that though.
Who did we have in our group stage?
What?
In our group stage of 2014.
In the 2014, we had
Cameroon, Brazil, and Croatia.
Cameroon and Croatia. Croatia, that was not that good.
You can't say that though. It's
that was a hard group.
But see, that
was a hard group.
That was a hard group. I don't know how they got through it.
You know who you had in the World Cup? You always have the best 32 teams in the world from each region. The best 32, and Mexico's always in the top 16, no matter what. After that, you can go in and see who got out in the same stage as we did, and you can rank them. But in every single World Cup, we're in the top 16. How many countries have soccer teams in the world? There's like over 100 countries. And Mexico's always in the top 16.
But we lose against every second tier team we play against. We lost 3-0 against Sweden.
That's
a second tier team. That's low second tier.
16.
Sweden is low second tier to me, and we lost 3-0 against them. We're third tier. We're like maybe high tier.
Nah, I wouldn't say Sweden's second tier.
We're not second tier no matter what. We would never.
It's because it's hard not to look at the teams in the history and what they've done.
Is Belgium to you second tier?
Yes.
And why?
They
made it to the past 10. They got 13.
The past 10 years, then yeah, they're definitely.
They would beat us.
If we're looking at history, like overall history, Mexico's ranked 16 in the world.
No, not 16.
Every single World Cup we've always been.
But that doesn't make us good.
That doesn't.
Then how
much good teams is there in the world?
What makes you good is making it to the semifinals.
Not good.
Costa Rica's made it past us.
You have people from Asia that can make it.
Costa Rica's made it past us in the last 10
and African teams that make it as well. That aren't good.
Yeah, Africa's good, dude.
And then the CONCACAF, we have teams that make it through that aren't better than us.
USA
that doesn't make them good just because they make it to the World Cup.
We gotta base it off what we have. The World Cup is the best thing we have to be able to rank teams.
Didn't USA beat Mexico in 2002?
Yeah, to make it further than us.
But did they make the World Cup in 2018? They didn't make it.
No, they didn't. You can't base it on that though. USA beat us in 2002.
We beat the
USA.
We
had a good team.
When we had a
good team.
You talking about
USA
didn't
beat third tier.
You just said we're second tier.
I said it, but I didn't mean to say it. I meant to say we're third tier.
If USA made it farther, they don't even care about soccer.
The only moment in time The only moment in time we were not third tier was the 1997 1998 Confederation, 1999 I think. That was the only moment.
When we won it.
That was the one moment we stepped into that second tier.
Because we actually won something.
I think we might have even stepped into first tier.
Not first tier. Well, maybe because we beat Brazil. But.
So what's Italy in? What's Italy in?
Italy's in third tier.
Italy's third.
With us, yes. They've fallen down.
Nasty. It's because I'm telling you, it's hard not to look at their history.
It is hard. But if we're just
if you just take away everything overall.
But if we're basing on history, we're definitely third tier.
Definitely.
How are we second tier? We haven't won anything except confederations.
We're third tier.
Italy's won 5 World Cups.
But what can we win? We're in the CONCACAF.
We can win the World Cup. Why can other teams win it but not us?
There's only been.
We can make it.
Name the teams that have won it. These are the top tier overall. Like
you said, Argentina's not first tier and they've won 2
in the past. Well, I mean I hate Argentina. That's my personal belief. But if we're looking at it completely objectively, the only top tier teams are Germany, Brazil, France,
Mexico,
Italy, Spain,
Uruguay, Argentina.
I hate Argentina.
What, second?
No, first tier. These are the only. There's 8, no? 8 champions. England.
Yeah, England.
These are the top tier teams.
That's 8.
Yeah.
That's 8.
I would agree with
You're saying, what can Mexico win to be considered a top tier team? The World Cup. That's the only thing they can win.
Mm-hmm.
To be considered a top tier 2 team. Yeah, that's what you're telling me?
Yeah.
If they
first and second, yeah.
No, if Mexico wins the World Cup, we're considered tier 1.
No. Because you have teams in second tier that has won the World Cup.
No, but if we're like setting everything aside, the only tier teams, like if you take history, if you take everything into consideration, the only teams that should be considered tier 1 are the ones that have won a World Cup.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah, probably. Going on history.
Maybe Netherlands. Okay. Maybe Netherlands.
No, they've never won a World Cup.
But they haven't. But dude,
we're going.
They made it to the finals.
I think they're considered finals.
That's what I'm saying. Why can't Mexico be considered? You're proving my point. Why can't Mexico be considered?
No, because they're in the 8th, man. They always get to the octavos.
That's why we're not second
16. Tier. We're third tier.
But there is no.
No one cares. Nobody cares. No one cares about us. We're trash. Everyone else in every other country in the world looks at us like, no.
That's how you know we're trash, because that's what we always bring up. Oh, we always make it to there. Nobody else cares about that.
Yeah, no one cares.
That's all we can base it on.
That's our point.
The best thing we've ever done was we always make it there.
We make it there. We're consistent.
Who cares?
Who cares? Nobody cares.
We shouldn't be satisfied with just making it there.
We're not. But
then we shouldn't bring that up as a point of why we're good.
We're not good.
Or why we're consistent.
We make it there. Yeah, dude, no one cares. You're not.
That shouldn't make you be like, oh, we make it there. That's it. That's all we got to do.
Yeah, no one cares about that.
That's all we can't do. We can win the World Cup.
What?
We can win it.
Yes, but you guys saying we're trash. How can we win the World Cup if you're saying we're considered tier 3?
We are
tier 3 though.
If you go around the world,
we're talking about. We're not talking about.
Especially in Europe.
We're not talking about what you consider.
I think we're having it mixed up. Yes, I think you guys think tier 3 is like.
We're not talking about what you consider. We're talking about what we are.
All right, hold up. Tier 1. Those 8 teams that have won the World Cup.
In history, yeah.
No question. History. Those 8 teams. In tier 2, my opinion would be teams that always play the World Cup.
Netherlands.
And that. Yes, Netherlands is tier 2.
That made it to the final.
Consistency that always make it to the World Cup, and that whenever they play a team, it's like it's a hard team. Like when the tier 1s play the tier 2s, it's a hard team. Like they're not like they can't just be like, "Yeah, we got this team." That's tier 2 teams.
You're telling me that
tier 3 teams for me are the teams that make it to the World Cup here and there. You know, the teams in the World Cup, they're
really telling me
it's an easy game. Like, they might surprise you, but overall, no tier 1 team
Mexico
would consider them...
Perfectly just describe Mexico.
And then tier 4 is the teams that never make it to the World Cup. They've made it maybe twice in the past, whatever.
I think tier 2 are the teams that have gotten close. Close to winning
to me, that's...
Or at least always in the top 8.
They're close, and the
tier 3 are the guys that always make it to top 16. They don't get close to it, but at least make it out.
But the thing about the round 2 is that there's not always a team that always makes it out.
There's teams that are consistent.
It changes every year.
Like it's always like so volatile.
Well, recently Brazil has made it out.
But Brazil's considered a tier 1.
Because they've won the World Cup.
Won 2. France has won 2. England has won 1. And Spain has won 1.
Spain just won.
And Spain just got in there. I mean, that's what I think first tier is.
Okay, I'm saying.
First tier is that hard
without
work.
a question, those are the first tier
That
teams.
hard work.
And now second tier teams. That's the hardest teams to define. Because they've never won a World Cup.
Yeah, but they always.
Can you go based on what they made in final, like in the World Cup?
They're the ones that make up the last 8.
No, the last 8 are always made by those top.
No, they don't know.
Not really.
Not always, but most of the time.
No, not most of the time.
2018 World Cup. That's the one World Cup that I can say that those top 8 weren't there. But in 2014, the final was what?
England
Germany
wasn't there though.
But
Italy wasn't there.
Spain wasn't there.
But
was Spain there?
The last World Cup.
No, they didn't make it to the.
Yeah,
16.
I think second tier has to be Portugal.
Second tier has to be people that get close or are always up there at least.
What has Portugal done in the World Cup?
Portugal made it to a final. They almost made it to a final.
They haven't made it to a final, but they've made it to semifinals.
Eusebio was the one that was like.
He
almost made it. He
Portugal
almost won the World Cup with them. Yeah, they made it to
Portugal.
a final.
Okay, so you got Portugal. You have Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
What other teams are considered top tier 2?
Tier 2. I don't know.
Through the
That's what it
history?
is.
Yeah, we're like.
Because through the history, you have a lot of different teams.
Are you just talking about
That's
like
what
World
I'm saying.
Cup?
That
Like,
that aren't there now.
No, we're talking like in history.
Bulgaria almost won a World Cup.
Bulgaria, okay,
Hungary.
yes.
And look at what Bulgaria.
That's what I'm saying.
Hungary.
That's what I'm saying. You're undervaluing the consistency that Mexico has. In that one, there's one
I
World
get
Cup.
what you're saying, but I
There's
still
one
don't think
World
we're
Cup
second.
where Bulgaria beat Mexico in penalties.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mexico was there.
Mexico's always been there, but that doesn't make a second.
But it's
tier.
easy to get there, man. For Mexico,
It's not easy. There's only been 8.
It's easy to get to the World Cup for us.
But it's not.
What do we face?
We play against Curacao and
Yes. It's easy. It's easy to get to the World Cup.
Can't.
For Mexico,
All we need to do is get 3 good games. That's all we need.
But once we're in the World Cup, we're not facing Curacao. We're not.
I know, but 3 good games against in the World Cup. That's all we need.
That's the
3
point.
good games. If you ask me, all those other teams, you know how much work they have to put in to get into the World Cup?
Yes.
You know who Netherlands and Italy
That's why they're so much better, because
and
that's
Germany,
what they face every
they
day.
need to face way
But that's
better
a whole
teams.
different. Yes, I understand that.
They need to play against good teams.
Let me talk. I understand that, but once the World Cup happens, it's not by some sort of miracle that Mexico always has 3 good games in every single World Cup. There's been 21 World Cups, and Mexico has had 3 good games in every single one of them.
No, not good.
Well, enough to
No,
get us
good.
enough to get us out of the group
Just
stages.
All right, keep going.
But what I'm saying is that we don't deserve to be in second tier. We just do that. That's it. We just go to the World Cup to make it round 16.
Just by itself, it's not enough. But if we're talking overall history,
If we've done it our whole history, but we didn't go to one World Cup.
but that wasn't our fault. I mean, it wasn't because
It's
we weren't.
technically our fault.
Well, it was because we were playing with overage people in the under 20 something. But name another. We have two tier 2 teams. We have Portugal and Netherlands. Name another tier 2 team.
It's a hard one.
Second tier team.
Croatia?
I think maybe
Croatia?
Croatia?
probably.
What have they done other than make it to that final? There's been times where they don't make it to the World Cup, where they don't get out of the group stages.
I think making it to the final is
anything
more. It has more value than making it to the 16s every.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if you're telling me if you make it once to the final, you're automatically considered a tier 2 in the
Technically,
overall history.
Sweden has made it to a final.
Sweden?
has made it to a
Sweden
final.
made it to
So
a
Sweden
final.
would be tier 2 because they are always
I think Sweden is
made it to a final.
Yeah, against
Sweden didn't even make it to the World Cup in
made it to a
2018.
final against Brazil.
It's hard, dude. You just can't. I don't know. You just can't.
Just because that's going back to like the 50s and 70s, it's like totally different teams.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Czech.
if you look overall,
But
Like-
the difference is in competition. Like Bulgaria got out because look where they're playing at to make it to the World Cup, and look where we're at. We have easy teams to make it, but Bulgaria has hard teams that developed much better. They go up against France, all those top tier teams, and we go up against sorry teams.
but once
That's why we make it to the World Cup every year.
Okay, well, it'd be interesting to see how many times Bulgaria has made it to the World Cup and see where they've landed all of those times.
When they were good.
It was only what?
Like you're telling me, we go to play in the Comebol, we would make it to the World Cup every year.
Yes, we've talked about this.
We wouldn't make it past the World Cup. We wouldn't make it to the World Cup every year.
There was a country also that
We just
made
went
it.
up against the B team of Argentina and we got smoked 4-0 against our starters. And it was a friendly.
It's a friendly, dude.
So there's
It
no
was
way
a
you can
friendly.
beat.
Mexico's a different animal.
There's
dude.
no way we would beat Brazil. No way we would beat Argentina.
No
No way we
way,
would beat
no way.
none of those teams.
I mean, Argentina almost they were almost like they would make it as
There's only been 3 teams that have not won the World Cup and have made it to a final. It's Slovakia has made it to 2, and
that are tier 2 team then.
But they don't exist anymore because they split the country to Czech Republic and Slovenia.
Nah, they're still
keep going.
And Hungary has made it to 2. And Sweden has made it to 1. Those are the only teams that haven't won it and have made it to the final. And Croatia. And Netherlands, yeah. So it's 4 teams.
So those are the tier 2 teams?
So the same teams always make it to the final.
That's what I'm saying. It's like those tier team ones, it's impossible for Mexico not to be in the tier.
There's been 5 teams.
It's impossible for Mexico. It's impossible for Mexico not to be tier 2 when those teams are tier 1 because everything else.
No.
But all we are is consistent, and we're bad consistent. That's it.
That should be worth something.
It shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't.
Why not?
We are consistent, but not
we're the bottom of the barrel.
We're consistent in a bad way.
Not yet.
Not in a good way.
That's what I've been saying. Mexico's tier 2, bottom tier 2.
It's like 2/3. We make it into the round 16s at this point. We don't care about that anymore.
Making it to the final without doing everything
we've done. About that.
I mean, their goal is to make it to the 5th game. That's what
we can at least say we've made it to a final.
That's our goal, to make it to the 5th game.
We haven't even made it to the 5th game.
That's a big goal for us.
We've made it to the 5th game.
They made it once. But that was how many years ago?
We made it twice. Both times
once.
Twice. Both times we played.
But that's the biggest goal the Mexico achieves every 4 years.
Made it out.
Make it to the 5th game.
We never made it to the after the round of 16. After not playing in Mexico, but see, Mexico's tier 2. Mexico's in there with Belgium, Croatia, Sweden.
There's no way they ended with them.
We're not, man.
We just went over the tier 1 teams.
They're light years ahead of us. So you're telling me You're telling me when a tier 1 team gets Mexico in a draw for like a round of 16, you're telling me Brazil was not the happiest country in the world at that point right there when they got Mexico, when they drew Mexico?
No,
they were happy. So. No. They were happy. I know any team that would draw Mexico would be a happy team. Germany, before they knew how bad their team was in 2018,
that's Germany.
They were happy. They were happy.
But see, that's where you're getting it confused.
We are.
Hold up, those are tier 1 teams. The only teams that they cannot. The only teams that they cannot be happy that could ruin their thing is facing other tier 1 teams.
No, tier 2 teams.
Like who?
They wouldn't be happy to face tier 2 teams.
No, they wouldn't.
I don't think there's much tier 2 teams. Most of them are tier 3.
Yeah, most of them are tier 3.
Tier 2 are people that have gone deep.
Yeah, and I think the only one that has
you have a few. You only have a few of those.
The only one that hasn't gone second place in the World Cup and probably is in the second tier, I would say, is Portugal. Portugal's been good throughout history.
Portugal's always
been there. And Netherlands. Those are the only 2.
But they haven't made it to the World Cup.
The only 2 I can think of. I'm sure there's more.
There isn't because of top.
No, there's not many more.
Portugal and Netherlands are the tier 2 teams. The top. I would even rank Portugal above Netherlands. Netherlands above Portugal. Netherlands top of the tier 2 teams. And then you have the middle, which in my opinion would be teams like Belgium, like Croatia, and then you have the bottom of tier 2. Like barely make it to tier 2 just because they're consistent. Mexico's in there.
No, they're not. No, they're not. 3rd division. That's their 3rd tier.
Then there would only be 3 tiers. If there's only 3 tiers, I agree with you that Mexico's in 2nd tier.
There's 4 tiers.
Well, what's 4th?
The 4th is like the people that never make it to the World Cup.
And what's 3?
3 are the teams that make it to the World Cup
and don't do anything.
Yeah,
then 4th tier teams don't even count.
I mean, you have to put them somewhere. You can't put them in.
We're just talking about the World Cup.
You can't put Nicaragua and Guatemala. You can't put them in the same level as Peru.
Division.
Yeah, they're not, as Peru, South Korea. You can't put them in the same.
I don't even consider those teams.
Well, I mean, you can't. You gotta.
Those teams are out of the tiers.
And those are the teams we face.
Exactly.
Those are the teams we face.
Those are the teams we face.
Those are the teams we face.
Oh my god!
We don't face them.
But you're telling me Brazil would rather face us than Peru?
No.
Yes. Who? Why would they not want to face us instead of Peru?
Because we beat them in the Olímpicos?
No, Peru's way harder than us.
We beat them in the Olímpicos.
That's talking about the top team.
No, but we beat them in the Olímpicos. We tied against them in 2014.
That's what they have.
Come on, you're
They'll rather go up against us.
Not in the World Cup.
Because they play Peru over there, and they know how tough Peru is.
Because you gotta go and play at Peru, which is the height difference.
You're talking about like playing in the World Cup.
The World Cup.
They would rather play us than Peru.
Yes,
I can guarantee you that.
Much more.
Especially Argentina.
I mean, Argentina's like our black bean. Like they're the ones that I hate Argentina.
They're taking us out too much time.
I hate you, Argentina.
Yeah, but Mexico's tier 2.
Nah, dude, no, they're not. No one considers them tier 2. Nobody. We're the only ones that consider. Mexicans are the only ones that consider ourselves tier 2, and not even because more and more people are starting to realize, hey, round of 16 is not good. We're not happy with round of 16.
So give me the tier 2 teams.
We're not happy with.
Give me the tier 2 teams.
We're tier 3.
Give me the tier 2 teams.
Huh?
Give me the tier 2 teams.
Tier 2 teams.
Give me 8. There's 8 in first tier.
Nah, not
8 in second tier.
I think second tier is the one that has the least.
Second tier is the one that has the least because you have teams that
teams that don't exist anymore that have gone far.
They have gone far once.
No. And we go nowhere every time.
Went far twice.
They went far once, and we go nowhere every time. Every year we go nowhere.
Up until their disappearance in 1994, I mean, they were doing pretty good. They made it to World Cup
Name
finals.
the tier 2 teams. Go ahead, name
I
it.
can only think of 2.
Netherlands and Portugal?
That's it.
Netherlands,
and Croatia.
Portugal, Croatia.
And Sweden, because they've made it to a final.
And Sweden.
Nah, I don't know.
Hungary.
I think Hungary
was.
I don't know. Yeah, but they're still tier 2. I mean, you gotta respect two World Cup finals.
Alright, so last comments from everybody. Mexico's tier 2. If you look at the overall broad scope, the World Cups, all of the history, Mexico's always in the top 16 teams of every World Cup. Regardless of anything, there's one thing you can count on. Mexico's going to be in the top 16 teams. There's 8 top tier teams. They're above everybody else. And then tier 2.
It's a couple.
Tier 2, you have Croatia, Belgium.
Not Belgium.
I mean, like, compared to Champions League teams. Who are we if we were Champions League teams? You have first, second, and third. People that have always won the Champions League. We're around there. We're around Galatasaray.
I don't think the Champions League is
because we just make it to round of 16 and then we're out.
Are we that bad?
Who's the team you're happy to face in the Champions League? Who's the team you're happy to face?
Well, it depends which team I am. It's because it's different.
If you're Madrid, who would you rather face?
It's the same.
No, because in the Champions League, you got your tier 1 teams, right?
The ones that have won it.
All of the ones that have won it. How many teams have won it?
Way more. A
lot of teams, and it's.
But it's still the same type of competition.
So you're telling me that Ajax is a tier 1 team?
Yeah.
They've won it?
They've won it. You think if Atletico Madrid faces Ajax?
They don't want to face Ajax.
I mean...
At this point, not.
Would they rather face Ajax or, let's say, Real Madrid?
That's because the difference between the Champions League, you have teams that have won it and are now nothing.
Just...
Like AC Milan and teams... And in international, you don't have that.
Because it's a lot harder to... It's a lot harder competition. For once, it's only held every 4 years.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a really short tournament too.
But comparing it to the Champions League, we would be one of those sorry bottom teams.
Yeah, we would be.
Just make it to round of 16, and that's all we're useful for.
Because there's a lot better teams in the Champions League.
But we're not that good. We're not as even close to them. We're like Paris. Paris doesn't make it.
PSG is not a first tier team.
They're like
they're not a first tier.
They're a second tier. He's saying,
but
but
we're not as good as them. Though. We're not as good as them. But we're just like we play just what they do. But we're not as good as them. We do just what they do. Just make it there and then get out.
They're different though because they have a way better players.
Yeah, they have way better players.
They got money.
They're way better.
But see, it's because you can't compare the Champions League to the World Cup.
But
you
can.
It's pretty much the same thing.
In the World Cup, you have 8 champions. In the Champions League, you're telling me Celtic is considered a tier 1 team?
Atletico has never won the Champions League.
But I think they're
they're not a tier 1 team.
Not a tier 1.
So Celtic
they've never won it.
Celtic's a tier 1.
Celtic's not a tier 1.
They've won the World Cup. I mean, they won the Champions League.
Well, I guess and then they're
and then Nottingham Forest, tier 1.
They're not even there though.
But they've won the Champions League.
But they're not there.
It's just like
let's talk about the new Champions League though. 1992 and up.
Nah, we're going broad.
We're going new Champions League.
We're
going
Champions
League.
It's impossible to compare.
We're not going Europa.
It's the same thing.
It's
22 teams have won the Champions League.
You have teams that have won it and teams that
yes, but you have teams. You have teams that have won it and then they just That's the only thing they've done in the.
But it's because it's harder to keep up a club level than
like who can you think of makes it to the Champions League every year and gets out the same as us?
Atletico.
No, not Atletico. They've made it to the finals. We haven't.
PSG.
Because it's
a team that has never made it to the Champions League final but gets there every year.
Gets to
the Champions League every year.
PSG gets there every year.
There's no team.
I mean, PSG can.
No, not every year. Not every year. PSG hasn't gotten there through the.
But PSG is almost just like us. They have the easiest league. Is the easiest easiest thing to make it into the Champions League. Easiest competition.
And Monaco has gotten even further than them.
Yes, and they're just Costa Rica's gotten further.
So you're telling me PSG?
We're just like PSG.
You're telling me PSG?
But we're not as good. We're not as good as PSG though.
Dude, you can't say we're just like PSG.
But we're just like
in my opinion,
we do what they do.
PSG is tier 2 in the Champions League.
No, they're tier 3 in Champions League.
In tier 3, yeah. I think they're tier 3.
They've never made it past round of 16. How are they tier 2?
Tier 2 is like Atletico, Bayern, and like Tottenham or something like that.
What are you looking at when you're saying PSG is like the Champions League? Are we looking just the past 5 years?
We're looking at
through history. They've never won a.
We're looking at the last 15 years.
But we're looking at the World Cup in the past, general.
But we're saying Mexico's like them in these last 15 years. PSG acts just like Mexico and throughout their entire history.
And I think PSG is a tier 2 team in the past. Whatever we've done.
But dude, we're not like PSG. We're not as good as PSG. PSG's good. They're actually good, but they just don't perform. We don't know why they don't perform in the Champions League. They can't perform. They just can't perform in the Champions League.
You can't compare the Champions League to the World Cup.
Mexico, they get to this round of 16 and we don't even know why because it's so pretty bad.
You can't compare the Champions League. You're contradicting yourself. You're saying that we're like PSG, except PSG's better. Then we're not like PSG.
They're better in terms of how they play.
Yes, they're better. They're actual good.
But they are just like that.
But
like us. The league is absolutely nothing.
Yes, so just like us.
In this Champions League, PSG is not a tier 2 team.
Based on what they've won and what they've done.
Yeah,
so they're tier 3. So you're telling me
tier 3 based on what they've done.
They're in the same
in the last couple of years. Yeah.
They're in the same thing as Porto, Galatasaray.
Porto has won it.
But
Galatasaray probably has won it too.
We're talking about the recent years because you can't compare Mexico to PSG.
And in recent years, England is nowhere. England hasn't won the World Cup.
No, but see, that's what I'm talking about. We can't compare the Champions League teams. We can't.
It is.
You have Nottingham Forest.
They're not in there though.
But you were looking at just 1 year.
You have
we're looking at the World Cup, all the.
But this I'm just talking about in terms of how it's set up and who makes it here every year. Because the Champions League is done every year.
You cannot compare the Champions League to the World Cup. You just can't. You can't.
You can base it a little off of.
No, you can't.
Yeah, it's basically the same format.
It is drawn, but it's a lot different. Oh my gosh! There's been 8 World Cup champions. How many Champions League champions have there been? A lot more.
Because you play it every year.
Exactly.
I'm just basing it on in Champions League. Who makes it there all the time? Who's pretty much like us?
There's no team that makes it there all the time. And it's not tier 1. There's no team.
PSG acts just like us.
No, PSG started making it to the Champions League. In the past 5 years?
That the last maybe 6-7 years of PSG have been us throughout history.
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
Then PSG's a tier 2 team.
How?
Dude, they haven't gotten through the round.
They've never done anything.
They're exactly like Mexico.
They're exactly like Mexico.
They just got more money.
They play in the French league that is absolutely nothing.
They make it to the Champions League every year.
CONCACAF.
We're talking
Mexico make it to the World
Cup.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's break this down then. Okay.
Already did.
No, but you're saying, okay, now I get you. In the past years that the PSG have made it to the Champions League is equivalent to the same history line.
The last 7 years have been the last 70 World Cup.
Okay, so let's take the last years that PSG have made it to the Champions League, and now give me from that time period, give me the tier 1 teams.
The teams that have won it that year.
Yes. Yeah. In those years,
basically Real Madrid, they won 3.
Bayern, Real Madrid, Barca.
So. Bayern, Real Madrid, Barca,
Chelsea maybe. Did they make it?
It's because it's too complicated because there's too many tier 1 teams in the Champions League. There's too many tier 1 teams.
It's basically the same thing because PSG lost against who? They lost against Real Madrid once. Yeah. It's basically us losing against who? Argentina.
They've only lost one.
We lost against Argentina twice.
No, it's like losing against Brazil. They dominate the competition.
We did. We got against Brazil 2018.
But it's
just like
it's too different.
It's basically like that because in the round of 16, who do we get?
Brazil or Argentina.
We get World Cup winners. Basically the same thing.
Yeah, what does PSG get? The same thing.
Yes, but now
they get teams that have won the Champions League.
Man U.
Yes,
but
we're looking at the last 5 years. When did PSG make it to the first Champions League?
2012, I would say maybe.
Probably when Ibra was there.
Search it up. When Ibra
got there? Probably.
Yeah, like 2012.
Around there,
if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right. When was the last time that PSG made it to the first time PSG made it to the Champions League?
It's probably when they got Ibra and Thiago Silva.
Because I feel like when they got those two players,
when they got the money.
And we can't think of any we can't think of anything past history since let's pretend the Champions League started when PSG made it to the first Champions League. It hasn't been that long.
No, it's like 2012 probably.
But I mean, we're saying that these last times that they've gotten into it.
Yes, exactly. Hold up. We're gonna compare that time period and whoever's won it and how they've done to all of Mexico's history in the World Cup.
Has PSG ever gotten past the round of?
I don't think they have.
Have they? They haven't.
No.
We'll find out.
That's exactly Mexico, I'm telling you.
Dude, they are Mexico. I never realized that they were Mexico.
They played Barca, Madrid, Man U, I think. Yeah, they played Man U.
They lost against Man U.
They lost against all those teams I just named. That's just exactly Mexico. They played Argentina 2006, Argentina 2010, Netherlands 2014, and 2018 Brazil. Exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you just don't want to see, Angel.
I'm telling you, if we're comparing Mexico, if we're
good.
saying PSG's Mexico,
no, they didn't make it. 2011, they didn't make it.
They started making it in
2012,
13, 14, 2012, 2013.
They made it 2012, yeah, right?
Yes, 2012.
It was Lyon and Marseille that got in there.
They got
2011.
They lost against Valencia.
Marseille hasn't even won Champions.
Okay, look.
Valencia took them out.
In 2012, 2013, they got against Valencia.
Did they get in the round 16?
It says quarterfinals lost to Chelsea in 2013.
Quarterfinals, that's further than they've gone.
Yeah, that's
just Mexico. Mexico made the quarterfinals.
Mexico, but
well, I guess Mexico.
That's the furthest they ever made it. Right?
Compare them.
That's the furthest they ever made it.
Mexico has made it to quarters.
Oh, that's exactly okay.
That's exactly
Mexico.
Okay, and now look. Think of what the Tier 1 teams from 2012 to 2019, 2018. Tier 1 teams in the Champions League. If we're going off of the same ranking system as the World Cup, it's all the teams that have won the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the Champions League, and then you have the Tier 2 teams.
Nah, it's basically the same though, because if you compare it to now, you just have teams that have won it already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
Yeah,
Not the whole Champions League history,
it's
but since PSG made it, it's the same as the World Cup.
It is.
In that time period, name Tier 1 teams in the Champions League.
Real Madrid, Bayern won one. Chelsea, I believe, won another one. Barcelona won some. And that's it.
How many teams is that?
Liverpool, yeah.
No,
It's
five.
5 teams. 5 teams in 7 years.
Madrid took 4 of them, right?
Madrid took 4. Barcelona took, I believe, 1 or 2.
All right. So since 2013.
Since 2013?
Or 12. It's 12, yeah. Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barca, Real Madrid, and Liverpool.
6 teams.
6 teams, about the
Basically
same.
almost the same.
All right. Now name the Tier 2 teams.
In my opinion, those years,
Atletico,
Dortmund,
Juventus.
Dortmund is a Tier 2.
They made it to one final against Bayern Munich.
They
Tier
did.
2.
They won it.
Atletico, Dortmund.
Dortmund, Juventus.
Man U?
No.
Man U's the first seed?
No.
Man U hasn't done anything since they lost the final against Barcelona. No. Yeah, right.
Man City?
Man City.
Yeah.
They haven't
No,
made-
Man City not in
Man
Champions
City's
League.
third.
They're third in Champions League.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking about the
Tottenham?
performance in Champions League. Yeah,
Tottenham can put pressure.
They've made it to a
They
final.
made it to the final.
They've made it to a final.
It's complicated. I don't know.
They've made it to a final
I
though.
don't know.
PSG hasn't made it to a final.
You can't argue with Angel.
You can't tell me Tottenham's not better than PSG.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tottenham is better.
They
I
haven't
don't know
even
about
looked-
this, you know.
This was like the first First or second Champions League qualification.
They still made it.
though.
They made it further than PSG.
Like
and
Croatia.
PSG makes it since
They're
2013.
like Croatia. You see, they're comparable. Croatia made it this one. Last one they didn't do much, and this one they made it to the final.
But you can't tell me if you ask Real Madrid, who would you rather face, PSG or Tottenham? They're not gonna say PSG.
Yeah.
Please.
Why would they rather face Tottenham?
Because Tottenham's an easier team.
No way.
I don't
They made it
think
to the
so,
final.
no.
In
I don't think
2015.
There's hype around PSG,
In
but they're not a better
2015,
team than
before they made it
Spurs.
to the final, were they even in the Champions League?
Bro,
Tottenham.
PSG lost against Man U last year.
Which man you?
And they were winning 2-0. Or 1-0 the first
They lost
leg.
against Barca. How much were they?
They're just like
were
Mexico.
about
Exactly the
Oh,
same.
Exactly like
That's
Mexico,
something
a tier
Mexico
2
will do.
team.
No, not
Bro,
tier
how is
In Champions League, PSG is not a tier 2 team. They're a tier 3 how they perform in the Champions League. They're tier 3.
Because they've gotten out
They're
every
tier
year in the
three.
same exact spot.
In the Champions League, to me, they're tier 3. Every season, they're tier 3 in the Champions League. We're talking about performance in the Champions League. We're not talking about how good you consider them or anything. We're talking about what
Like
their
Inter has been
performance
the
is.
same. Inter has been the same.
Nah, not in the last 5 years. We're
In
looking
the
at
last 5 years, Inter has gotten out the
Yeah.
same exact spot as PSG.
Inter hasn't even made it to the
They
all
made
the
it to the
Champions
last
League.
3.
The last 3 and
They're like
PSG have.
Roma. They're like Roma, kind of.
No,
Except
Roma's
Roma
way
gets a
further
little
away.
deeper.
Roma's
Roma
tier
gets a little
three.
deeper.
Roma beat Barcelona.
I think Roma's a little is tier 3 as well.
I think you compare Roma to Costa Rica. You know how they went to the. Yeah, you can. You
Because
can.
Roma took out a big dog. Roma took out Barcelona.
Yeah, Roma
Yeah, but
Costa Rica
Barcelona,
didn't take
they
that out.
bottled it.
Yeah, Barcelona you just let them score.
No, and then you can't even compare.
Yeah.
You can't compare the Champions League to the World Cup because
Yeah,
players
well,
switch
PSG.
sides.
Nah, but we're PSG though.
We are PSG.
We are PSG.
And I think
PSG.
yes, I have no problem with saying with PSG, but I think PSG is a tier 2 team in the
Why?
I don't
Champions
think
League
so.
Why are they a tier 2 team?
Have you seen them perform in the Champions League?
because no team wants
No,
to
but
face
we're basing
PSG.
it off honors.
if
Why
you-
is PSG a tier 2 team if
Yeah.
they have never won anything or
If
gotten
you're
for
PSG,
a win?
Because they're consistent.
if you're PSG and you're a PSG,
But how does that
fan,
make them tier 2?
that doesn't?
And what's the difference between Juventus and PSG? If Juventus has made it to a final, why do they deserve to be in the second tier? If Juventus makes it to the final and they make it to quarterfinals and they always make it past group stage as well, then why does Juventus not deserve to be on top of PSG?
Because they haven't won the Champions League.
But they've made it
They
further
made
away
it.
than PSG has ever made it.
But they haven't won it. It's
Every
like,
year, pretty much.
if you don't win it, you can't be considered tier 1.
Nah,
And then
They're
the
not
last-
tier 1. I'm saying Juventus is tier 2.
yeah,
and PSG
you
is
can't
tier
be on
3.
the same. You can't be on the same rank as a team that's made it to the final and has been
Exactly.
there
Mexico
far
is
into
not a
it.
tier 2
And
team.
Mexico is just like that. Mexico is just
Because
watching.
we're just consistent. That's
But it's
all we
still,
are.
it's because it's different,
tier
dude.
Dude, Mexico.
I agree with you that it's different, but I'm just saying this
It's like the
based
team,
off of the
players
similarities.
switch. There's too many teams.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but just based on the competition itself.
We'll let the people decide it. All right, so when are you guys going to have the polls up on Instagram?
Yuri?
So whatever.
So Wednesday, all right. So okay, so Wednesday, guys, make sure you go to Top Flight Soccer TV on Instagram. We'll leave, I guess, a link in the description, and we're gonna have polls, and we're gonna see what the people think. All right, guys. So Mexico's a tier 2 team.